had me living in my own personal hell. What was that you saw in me? Was it who I used to be? Was it who I might become? Oh, what was that you saw in me? You helped bring me back to where I should have been.
Hello, I wanted to show you today what I do with dandelions that I find in my garden. So I let the dandelions grow in my garden, and just recently I went and I gathered them all, and they're pretty easy to gather because they have small roots right now. You can get dandelions that grow really big with really big leaves, and those will have bigger roots, but this is about the size, as you can see, of the leaves that were growing there. So I had my dandelions in here with the top on in the fridge because I wasn't able to use them right away. And then when I took them out today to start working with them, at the bottom I found what looked like a little dead earthworm, but then I put it in my hands and I warmed it up, and as I expected or suspected, now that my hands are clean again, I'm going to show you the dandelion. So when I'm talking about dandelion, I am talking exactly about the plant that grows in your yard that most people pull out, or you might remember blowing the flower petals all over your yard, making wishes. And it makes sense to make wishes on dandelion because it's very magical. It smells and tastes delicious. So I dug out a bunch of these from the garden, and I'm going to make my dandelion herbal product in here. It's going to be a tincture, which is super easy. So to do a tincture, all you need is your herb, you need a nice cutting board, and you need a good knife, and I like this knife. Oh, you also need the menstruum, which is what draws the good stuff out of the herbs, the chemical constituents and the healing properties. I'm starting with just a plain root, and I'm chopping it nice and small. You're really basically mincing these. Go ahead and chop away at the whole dandelion plant. And you can absolutely separate them. You could do all leaf, you could do all root. Sometimes I tincture the whole plant together, and sometimes I do it separately. Usually I do it separately, but I just love this as a tonic. And dandelion is good for your skin, it's good for your gallbladder, It's great for your kidneys, it's great for your liver, it's great to balance your hormones. And one of the things that dandelion really excels at is with hormone imbalance, because it really helps the liver to process get rid of all the old hormones that are kind of sitting around waiting to be processed. It helps the liver to more easily break down fats, and that's partially because of its help with the gallbladder. And so when especially as women, if we're out of balance hormonally, we need to work directly with our liver. It just gets backed up, and then you might find that you're having a hard time processing fat, and you might notice you have a hard time processing fat by having lots of gas when you eat fat, or you might find that you get really tired after you eat fat. You might find that you get really bloated when you eat fat, and that can be even after you're eating really great fats. So working with dandelion can really help with that. It helps the body to relax. Your body is just more relaxed when it's getting everything it needs as well. So when you're doing a tincture with fresh herbs, you want to fill up the jar. So this is not quite filled up, you can see. And it doesn't have to be compressed filled up, it can be fluffy. If you were using dried herbs, you could fill it up halfway, because they are going to be soaking up more water because they are dried. So this is a fresh herb, the dandelion root and the dandelion leaf. So we are going to fill it all the way to the top. If you want to eat some dandelion while you're trimming, that's great too. So the more surface area that you're getting when you're chopping and mincing an herb, the more it's going to absorb into your menstruum, into your alcohol or your water or oil, whatever you're doing. That is really nice. That is really nice. I'm so excited. So again, I'm going to fill it pretty much to the top. Yeah, it's perfect. So the herb is all chopped up, and now I'm going to add the alcohol. Pour it on in. And there it goes. All the way to the top. And if you have something like a clean wooden chopstick or something, then you can kind of push it down. This is just for me, really, so I'm gonna use my finger. You see, you kind of get those little bubbles coming up, because you want all the herb to be covered. So you want to cap it with a metal cap. You don't want to use plastic, okay? It's clean. So you just cap it on like that. And you should be able to pour it all over the place, because this is a canning jar and a canning top. And now comes another important part, which is you want to label it, because if you start tincturing stuff, you want to know what it is, and it might look or smell similar to something else you have, and you want to know when you made it, because in about 28 days you'll have it. So I love this brown tape. I get it from Eco Enclosed, who I don't work for or anything, but I get it from Eco Enclosed, and I love it because it's totally compostable. There's no plastic in it at all, and it's super sticky. And it's also nice, easy to write on. And since I'm constantly labeling things, I need something to write on. You can see this jar has been labeled before. This time I'll do it horizontally. So you just write what it is. So you write dandelion, root, and leaf. And I'm writing where I got it, which is yard. And then I also write the day that I tinctured it, which I think is November 5th. And today is the new moon, or last night was the new moon. So you can either draw like a circle and fill it in if you're doing the new moon. You can also write the sign the moon is in, which is probably still Scorpio, but I don't know, I'll have to check. 11/5/21. Sometimes I write a little mantra on there that feels like connected to the herb. Like you might write like release, or I am balanced, or it's fun to be balanced, or it's okay to release, you know, whatever is feeling you right now. And you can also bless and put in a small crystal. But so, oh, and you also want to write what you're tincturing with. So I'm doing half organic cane alcohol and half water. And yeah, in about 28 days, you can start drinking it. And if you want to start tasting it before then, though, you absolutely can. I'm going to taste it right now and see how it's doing. So it's good to always just have an empty jar or two around that's clean. And I'm going to open it and just take a little taste. Sometimes it does, well, you'll taste something right away. Wow. It still mostly tastes like alcohol, but you do start getting the dandelion too. So yeah, so enjoy and let me know if you do anything with this. I don't know if you saw, I don't know if I'm putting in this part, but I also have this wonderful yellow dock root that I'm going to tincture. Yellow dock goes really well with burdock, well, it does go well with burdock, but also goes well with dandelion. It's a great blood builder. So I'm going to make another tincture of this. I do this every year. It's great for anemia. Hey, so I just wanted to pop in, as it's been almost 28 days since I made the tincture, and just put this in the video as kind of an afterword. As you can see, this is the same jar, and it's been, let's see, maybe 26 days, but I'm going to take a dropper of it now. So if you remember in the other video, it was pretty much clear when I took the tincture, when I took a dropper out right after we made it. It's so good. And now it's a kind of a light golden color, and it tastes exactly like if you're eating the dandelion greens from your yard, and it's so fulfilling, and my body just feels like it's celebrating because it's already getting cold. And you know, I don't know about you, but I move less in the winter. I feel like I'm more like this a little bit when I walk around. So there's less of that natural flow that we need, both physical and energetic. And dandelion really helps with that. So I'm going to actually let mine steep a little bit longer, although I actually also already gave some of this to a friend who has COVID, because they say COVID affects the kidneys a lot, and dandelion is amazing for the kidneys, both the leaf and the root. So I'm gonna let it sit because I don't need it immediately. I already have some from last year, so yes. But I hope that you got something from this video, and that you can go out and just notice dandelion more and just appreciate it, you know, and enjoy that you can see this amazing herb almost everywhere. And although it's winter now, I don't know when you're seeing this, well, it's almost winter here. Hopefully next year you can gather yourself some dandelion and do something great with it, even if you just chop it up and make a vinegar out of it or eat it plain. Yeah, and I will see you for the next video. Take care. Bye.
Black crow